Greetings there, as always, and sorry a little bit sweaty, but just, I was on break and figured, why not go for a jog?
Jogging.
Cheap promotional plug, but not everyone's a big fan of Mike's Hard, and I've always said, let's see, this is new, Mike's Hard Pink Freeze, and I'm like, Chris, you actually drink Mike's and stuff, why not beer? And I'm like, come on, guys, beer is beer, but if you want something hard in your mouth, make it Mike.
So hard.
But let's see, all joking aside, had some ice in here. I'm not going to make this my Chris's and losers all channel for Rippaverse and stuff and kissing Eric July's ass by any means. But as I said, I am a fan, and I just found this article from Bounding into Comics. And whenever I see bullshit, I'm going to call out bullshit.
Bullshit.
Now, this comes down to Bounding into Comics, and comic books support subreddit. Wow. Friggin' anyway, bans Eric July's Rippaverse comics for supporting comics from hate groups. And I don't have Reddit, and some of my friends do, but yet another reason why I don't have Reddit for, because fuck Reddit, I don't give a shit.
Fuck off.
Eric July's launch of his Rippaverse comics was banned by the comic book subreddit, which touts over 2.5 million true believers. Ooh.
A lot.
Twitter user Uncapped Turtle shared a screenshot showing the subreddit banning July's promotional video of Rippaverse comics titled, "Welcome to the Rippaverse." Not only was the promotional video banned from the subreddit, but the user attempting to share it was also permanently banned. So you guys permanently banned somebody because they wanted to share a promotional video, and you're supposed to be in a subreddit for comics, and a comic guy was promoting stuff, and bullshit.
Bullshit.
An error message on the post reads, "Sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of r/comicbooks.
Are you serious?
Moderators move posts from feeds for a variety of reasons, including keeping communities safe, civil, and true to their purpose."
Okay, sure.
A message, oh, here we go, a message.
Message!
From a moderator then stated, "You have been permanently banned from participating in our comic books. You can still view and subscribe to our comic books, but you won't be able to post your comment." But why?
Why?
It continued, "If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact the moderator team for our comic books by replying to this message." Okay, I would have if had I been there.
If I was there, I would.
Oh, look, wait, lo and behold, check it out.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
The user did indeed contact the moderator team and asked them, "I'm curious, why was I banned?" Like, why?
Why?
A moderator responded, "You broke rule number 1 as pertaining to support comics from hate groups." Oh god, hate groups.
Oh no!
Apparently because Eric July is libertarian, and as I've said before, I'm not into politics. I don't give a shit what side of the political spectrum you're on. Just write me a good goddamn comic book or movie or TV show or video game and keep the politics aside. Plenty of actors, some of my favorite actors of all times, have some really strange political beliefs thanks to now the age of Twitter and social media. I don't care. Like Mark Hamill. I'll always love him as Luke Skywalker, and he's epic as a Joker. And I followed him on Twitter, and some of the things he says, I'm like, Mark, really?
What did he say?
Rule number 1 on the R comic book subreddit reads, "Rule 1, be civil, racial, sexual, homophobic, or cultural slurs will result in a permanent ban."
No, you don't ban me. I'll ban you!
Do not disparage the differently abled, sure, or threaten to incite harm against other users, creators, or industry professionals. Well, off the bat, so any kind of comedy you just destroyed right there, but this is the world we live in where comedy is dead anyway.
It just died.
Any form of bigotry or support of hate groups, such as Comicsgate, is not permitted. It continues, "Please be respectful of people's pronouns and..." Yeah, oh, you guys would hate me. "Intentionally continuing to use the incorrect pronouns after being corrected is a violation of rule number 1.
I hereby ban you.
While debating and differing views are encouraged," apparently they're not, because I could spend all day with different and debating the views on pronouns.
Hypocrisy!
But, okay. "Please keep all discussion on topic and do not resort to personal attacks. As a general rule, don't be a jerk." So basically, I've always said, hey, listen, a good friend of mine who's been on my podcast and a man that I would live, breathe, and die for, we just call him Big Al, and that's what his name is, Big Al. And actually his name is Al Johnson, so he's Big Johnson. Get it?
A huge, huge, huge.
But no bullshit. This is part of our podcast, which I've always said will be separate from this, is that, boy, don't result in personal attacks or difference in opinion or being a jerk. And I guess that's Reddit for you, because in the real world, hey, my thing is when I go to work, you can be the worst coworker, the biggest asshole you want, but I still respect the fact that you have the right to be an asshole.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
It goes on. Oh, of course it does. Individuals of every demographic are important and deserve representation. Oh, what a beautiful word. Both in media and as creators behind media. Deliberately propagating forms of erasure, belittling the wants and needs of other individuals. Okay. And I mean, some people, their want and need should be more fucking salads instead of, 5 double cheeseburgers, but whatever.
Try a salad.
And similar complaints about forced diversity have no place in this community. Yeah, I mean, so basically everything Marvel and DC does with their forced diversity, you guys, and because Eric, I guess, has called that shit out on his Rippaverse, and not even just him, lots of people, which, I love diversity, I love representation. In fact, my first video was of Predator. And when you go back, Predator has plenty of fucking diversity. The difference is, back when you watch films like Predator, it never felt forced, unlike 98% of the shit nowadays.
Only when forced.
Posts with comment patterns meeting certain negative criteria, such as excessive amounts of rule-breaking comments, may be locked at the moderation team's discretion. The rule concludes, and here's your bullshit rule. I know we've read it.
Bullshit.
The comic book subreddit is no stranger to banning comic book creators for having different views than the moderators of the subreddit. Okay. Yeah, so basically the moderators can just do whatever the fuck they want. And, I've always said, listen, you and me can disagree. We can have different opinions. Fine, say it. I don't mind, but that's Reddit for you. Don't have, don't differ from me, because then you're the enemy.
The enemy?
The subreddit previously banned Florida Man editor and Bleeding Fool editor-in-chief Chris Braley when he shared a link to the Indiegogo page for Florida Man. All right. Like the Reddit user attempting to promote the Rippaverse, Braley was informed he was banned for Comicsgate support. A moderator informed him, Comicsgate support is not tolerated on this subreddit, such as pro-Comicsgate websites like Bleeding Fool and Comicsgate leading crowdfunding campaigns like those from Chris Braley. Sure.
Whatever.
Let's scroll down to more bullshit. Hey, good for Eric. So Eric, on Twitter, replied, and good for him. I'll check it out later.
Good for you.
July also responded to the ban, writing on Twitter, "It's all good. We do not need the folks that wish to protect the old guard. They can't stop us, and we're going to win. Good for you."
Good for you. Good for you.
And scrolling down, this is, again, Isom's story. You can read this later. Just, the history of Isom, the character that Eric created, and it's his actual name is Avery Silman, but he's the, I guess, landmark character and stuff, but that's his backstory. Okay, and just more Eric's credentials real quick, and just like this, he thanked his supporters on Twitter. Your response to the launch of this comic book universe has been something we couldn't have prepared for or anticipated. Yet we hit $1 million. $1 million.
$1 million.
In just over one day. Thank you so much to everyone for your support. We're just getting started. And yeah, Eric, I'll have a drink for that.
This calls for a drink.
In the end, what do you make of the comic book subreddit banning the promotion of the Rippaverse? And yeah, one last time, I think banning the subreddit is bullshit.
Bullshit.
Guys, I've said it now, I'll say it in the future, I'll say it to the day I die. A person like, say, Eric July, I've listened to almost every one of his videos over the past 3 or 4 years. I like this guy called Steven Crowder, and I've listened to him for comedy purposes. Best believe there's been things that Eric has said and Crowder has said that I have not agreed with, but I still respect their right to say it. It's an old cliche, and I will never stop using this, but it's a silly, stupid quote. It came from Family Guy, and it's just I should one day actually find what episode and what section, like what minute mark it came into. But Peter Griffin was talking about the differences of opinion, and I love the way Peter Griffin, a freaking cartoon character, said that, while sir, while I don't agree with your opinion, I will defend to the death your right to say it. And if that's not American, I'm not sure what the fuck being an American is.
American.
What these people, said, you don't have to agree with their politics, agree with their views on everything. But you know, I feel like more people in life that when you think about things and you calm down and you have a good conversation, and even the term that Steven Crowder uses, he says the term common ground. I'm sure we can find common ground.
Find the common ground.
But overall, people, you would be surprised when you have civil conversations, keyword civil conversations, the things that you can accomplish and the things that you can agree with. This right here is just another example of what people get pissed off at. You know, his industry and his Rippaverse is you know, supporting hate speech and stuff and hate groups and blah blah blah. Like no, it isn't, pal. He's just calling out the Marvel and DC bullshit, and I'm sorry, but it is. It's just they're constant like inserting politics, and it's not just Marvel and DC. It's, you know, Star Trek and Star Wars and just
Enough already!
this is why I'll promote it again. Top Gun Maverick, my film so far 2022, $1 billion fucking dollars. Why? Because it felt like a very old school 80s movie, and Top Gun Maverick.
That's old school.
Yeah? No school like the old school.
In the end, as always, oh yeah, I freaking take a quick shower. Want to pop this out for my news article before I head back to work. You know, just finish up my my hard mic here. But you know, anytime, I'm not gonna make every freaking news day about Eric July in this universe here. But still, it's things like this where it's like, guys, people can say all freaking day. Guess well, Subreddit can do what they want, and they can. That's why you'll never see me on fucking Subreddit. If you're gonna sit there and ban people for promoting a comic book and promoting a new comic book universe, like, holy shit, guys.
Go fuck yourself.
But yeah, that's it as always. I'm out of ideas. I'm gonna finish this, and as always, people, I'm heading back to work.